The definitive list of the world's wealthiest people came out a couple of days ago. Now, Forbes ranked Amazon's Jeff Bezos as the world's richest individual. Microsoft's Bill Gates was at number 2, but more interesting are the big omissions. There were 10 Saudi billionaires on the Forbes list last year. None of this time. Now, Forbes says there's no way to estimate their wealth since they had to pay undisclosed sums to the state to win freedom from detention.
Riyadh's glitzy Ritz-Carlton was a luxury prison for a reported 201 of Saudi Arabia's richest men in the last few months, in what was called a crackdown on corruption. Prince Al-Walid, who has stakes in the world's biggest companies, including Lyft, Twitter and Citigroup, featured on the Forbes list last year. But this year, his name has been wiped off the list. He's not the only one. 10 Saudi tycoons on the Forbes rich list last year don't figure this time round. Here's why. According to Forbes, Al-Walid and many others have been released, but checking out of the Ritz-Carlton cost billions. Most detainees were released after reportedly striking deals with the anti-corruption authorities on paying back some of their wealth. But the government has provided few details about who all were charged, who were the deals struck with, and how much they paid. The Saudi government's reported goal was to collect $100 billion, which would plug a hole in their budget that's been growing amid years of low oil prices. Very simply put, it means there is no surefire way to estimate the current wealth of the Saudi tycoons. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal's net worth last year was $18.7 billion. In an interview hours before his release in January, he said he did not expect to give up any assets to the government. So how did he get off from detention? Similarly, nothing is known about the riches of Mohammed Al-Amoudi, who owns a Swedish refinery and Saudi gas stations. His treasure chest was estimated at $8.1 billion last year. Another name dropped from the world's wealthiest rich is that of Saudi Prince Sultan Mohammed bin Saud Al Kabir, whose publicly traded Al-Marai dairy is among the largest in the Middle East. Last year, his net worth was $3.8 billion. Forbes has said some of these billionaires may return to their rankings once there's greater clarity on their wealth. Since the crackdown on corruption, Saudi officials have been telling international investors their country is open for business. In fact, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is in London this week before heading for the US. And one of his goals is to rebuild the confidence of international investors rattled by his crackdown on corruption. Bureau Report, WION.